my name is Shiny from My Legacy.
Hi, I'm Yeo Min from the Museum of Food, and today we are here to make soon kueh.
Actually, when we call it soon kueh, most of the time in Singapore, it's actually mangkuang kueh. Once we put bamboo shoots in, it actually doesn't last very long. So that's why a lot of people just switch to turnips and carrots.
On paper, I'm Hokkien. Actually, by blood, I'm 50% Teochew. So I was raised by two Teochew grandmothers. Soon kueh was like always a breakfast. I never had pan-fried soon kueh. So it was always steamed, then like sweet sauce. Until I hit that age, suddenly start to miss the food that you didn't used to crave.
My soon kueh memory was my grandma liked to make soon kueh all the time for all of us to eat for breakfast. And she will start really early in the morning, like 5 a.m. to cook such that we can eat it in the morning at 6. Me and her and the helper will always sit on the kitchen floor area there and we'll just be making the soon kueh like a production house like that so that we can eat it for breakfast and breakfast the next day and the breakfast for the next day. A lot of my techniques of making the kueh was passed down through the soon kueh.
So, how do we know each other?
I first found out about her because I had like some whispers here and there telling me, hey, you should follow this girl. She also talk about like doing research about some cookbook thing. So I followed her and then I say, hey, she also got do angku kueh workshop and all that kind of thing. Then hey, she followed me back.
But how we met in person was because we wanted to share a booth. So it was post-COVID. Like we were both starting out, like trying boofing at different places. And that's how we met.
I'm not necessarily gonna wait till the oil gets very hot. Hebi will tell me when it's very hot. And it will better because there's a moisture inside. Make sure you cook on low to medium heat. Just let it slowly simmer and let your house slowly have the aroma of hebi. Few key things you want to look for when it comes to your hebi garlic mixture is that you don't want to overcook your garlic also. You don't want it to turn chao ta. So we want it to slowly turn golden. The pinkish color of the hebi will slowly turn golden brown and you can see the edges of the garlic turning brown also. Then what we can do, we can start adding the hei mo er. Actually, hei mo er doesn't have much taste. It's mainly just for texture. So what we want to do is to just let it slowly wither down a little bit. We add a little pinch of salt. And we add pepper. There we go. Some golden bits with some black bits. Now we're gonna add the xianggu. This one we can do it at medium-high. We're gonna let it like simmer a bit first and get a little bit of golden color around the mushrooms. And then afterwards, we will add the typical Chinese bao xiang method for the mushrooms. Stir fry your mushrooms until it's coated with the sugar. You can see it starts to caramelize a little bit. And then you can add the light sauce. Now is the time to cook our root vegetables. We're gonna add the carrot because carrots are a little bit firmer than our mangkuang. Depending on how thin you cut it, you may have to cook it a little bit longer to soften it. And I'm gonna start adding the hei mo er. We add a dash of the xianggu water and a bit of the hebi water. So you're essentially trying to create like a broth. And what you can do is you can season the broth with so many things like fish sauce, oyster sauce, depending on how salty you want it to be. You can even make it sweeter also. We have here with us the iconic Meatmen shoba, which we will add to our soon kueh liao such that it will add extra flavor. This is the cornstarch slurry. We want it to tighten up whatever chop we have here so it makes it easier for us to pack all the good juices in such that when we steam it, we have a lot of juice inside our soon kueh. That's it! The filling is done.
Now we make the dough. Put all your dry ingredients in a bowl, drizzle in shallot oil, then pour hot boiling water over everything while stirring with chopsticks.
You can choose not to do this. You can add like room temperature water, then you can cook the dough on the stove. So this is the part where you go in with your hands and then you find out whether you added the right amount of water. So every kueh, there are like a few different ways of making it. Every crafter has like a slightly different approach. So I think Shiny and I have slightly different ways of approaching this kueh. So for me, I like to roll it out into a log. Then when you slice it, right, you get circles already.
So what I'll do is I'll have the lump of dough there and I'll just have a cling wrap over it.
See? Nice and round. Then from here, you can just stretch it out already.
For me, it's like, because we are steaming it on the banana leaf, what I would do is to kind of like cut out and see how much can I work with. So I pinch and I get my weight that I want. Then I will roll and I'll just take the flour, put it in the center and I'll pinch. Ideally, I want to have a thicker base in the sense. Oop. And the edge is kind of like puffy. And then it's just nice to put the filling inside. So if you don't have a pastry brush or any kind of brush to oil your leaf, you can always use a paper towel, dip it in some oil, okay? And just oil your leaf. So I like to have mine semi-fully oiled such that it doesn't slide around. Pinch like this, okay? 过后我就这样按下去。3, 2, 1, ding ding! Wow! Look at the way the kueh captures the light. Wow! Shiny like your oily face.
Faster.
Okay. Can't even see where your mouth is. I've never had pork belly in soon kueh before, and I think it tastes really good. There's a very strong meaty element to it, which I'm not really used to.
But it's very nice. Kuehs are all supposed to have like a rice element to it. Yeah, this is a more traditional recipe compared to like the ones that I make. Rice starch makes it softer, but tapioca starch gives it the stretch.
And depending on how much water you put also, it will help to soften the dough or make it elastic. So for our case,
We added boiling water to the
yes.
starch, right? The hotter you can get it, the more the starches can absorb. But I also want to say, like, because we use the wooden bowl, the heat loss, depending on the material of the bowl that you use. But if you use a glass bowl or a metal bowl, it's all going to be slightly different. So this is something like you can go and figure out over time.
that concludes our soon kueh making. That's how you make it. If you're lazy to make it, you can always come by to any other kueh maker shop or even mine.
And if you want to learn how to make this, if you want to learn a little bit more about soon kueh and like other kuehs and traditional foods, you can look for me at the Museum of Food.
If you want us to make more kuehs and you find us entertaining, you can leave it down in the comment below.
Please have us back so I can eat more Chinese kueh.
Please like, subscribe, comment down below.
Bye!